welcome to the Let's Talk Fucking Cancer podcast. We are your support, so let's talk fucking cancer. Hi, Leah. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
Of course, every time.
Yeah. That's a thing we're doing.
Well, welcome back to the studio, guys.
Thank you. Yes.
Today we have, of course, us, me and Leah, and our amazing producer, Julia.
Hi.
So today on our episode, we want to go over some tips and tricks.
Yes.
But before we do that, how was your week?
My week was good. There was a weird energy in the air.
I hear that. Julia says the same thing.
Yeah.
It was just nothing was going right.
No, like everybody was going through it. And so I was like, I'm just going to be this positive. I'm just going to try to put some positivity out there and, maybe it'll rub off on me.
Right. My week was it was a little bit different. I actually had a really, really good week. It was really productive. Worked a lot on the podcast. I'm learning a lot of new things.
Thank you for doing this giant undertaking.
Of course. I figured, I'll learn it all and I'll pass it on to you guys.
Fabulous. Can't wait.
Yes. So it's been really fun. And you guys are going to see lots of differences, I'm sure, in this podcast as we grow, but we're just going to get better and better.
Oh, yeah. Listening back to some of the stuff that we've recorded, it's been really exciting. And we're really excited to share with everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's get into our tips and tricks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and you also undertook this.
Well, this was an undertaking for me out of desperation and like a love of eyebrows.
Yes.
So I have a ridiculous attachment to my eyebrows. And when I lost them, I definitely, was looking for what could I do to feel better? What can I do to just look a little normal, And so in the meantime, during that time, I found one of my favorites, and we'll go over that. I'm actually wearing it today, but we'll go over some other ones that I found along the way, and I kind of maybe found a new love.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Well, I love all things makeup, so this is right up my alley. I cannot wait to hear what you have uncovered.
Yeah.
And you're right, eyebrows are such a huge part of our face.
And we don't realize it until you don't have them, or something's gone awry, or maybe you've gotten them microbladed and you're going through that period where it's weird.
Right.
And so you're just like, whoa, I didn't realize my eyebrows made so much of my face.
Well, and I think in the last couple years, it's become such a trend.
Yes.
I mean, I used to do my whole face of makeup in high school and I did not put a thing on my eyebrows.
Me neither. I didn't do eyebrows or lashes till I was much older. And now I can't go anywhere without having at least those two done.
And how many of our friends do we know? I mean, me included, have tattooed our eyebrows onto our face.
Yes.
And then even the trends of the big full eyebrows.
Yeah.
And then I remember
the skinny one.
Oh my God. When I saw Kendall, good God, Kendall Jenner's bleached thin eyebrows, I was like, we're not doing this.
No.
We're not doing this after we've all just tattooed eyebrows on our faces.
We're not doing this.
This is not a new trend.
Well, I have to admit, when I was younger, I have two stepsisters, and one of them and we were super into eyebrows. And so we would nair the hair around our eyebrows to try and shape them. And we were ruining our skin, ruining our faces, and lost lots of eyebrows.
I feel like I have chemical burn from hearing that story.
Absolutely. Do you know how we calmed the burn? We would then throw Noxzema on it to freeze it once we were done.
I wish we had the camera on right now.
I wish you could see Leah's face.
I cannot. This sounds awful.
The things we did when we were younger, it's
just
my
God.
Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I have had a love-hate relationship with my eyebrow journey my whole life, but especially after cancer.
Yes. So again, it's something that impacts us, when we're not going, having one of the hardest battles of our lives.
Right.
And it's one more of those things that You're like, oh God, I
Yeah.
didn't think I was going to have
I have
this
to deal with
too.
this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, funny thing too, one day I kept getting bloody noses, which everyone in my family does. It's just something that happens, but it was way worse than normal. And so I'm like, babe, I don't know what's going on. My nose is killing me. And he goes, well, come here. And being a nurse, you just happen to have a pen light on you. And he flashes it up in my nose and he said, you have 0 hair in your nose now. I lost the hair in my nose.
Oh my goodness.
So you lose literally all the hair that you can think of. And I was like, my gosh. And so then I learned, okay, I need to put some Vaseline in there and just kind of help out my nose because it was so dry. But yeah, you lose all this hair, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, your nose hair. And we're just thinking mainly, I'm going to be bald.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but
Everywhere.
everywhere. And what can we do to just kind of feel a little bit better, make
Right.
me feel not so I'm going through chemo and cancer as I go out the door.
Yeah.
So, so I've trialed some eyebrow pens, pencils, and 2 wet kind of like a gel type, painted on type. And we'll put up the videos so everyone can see. I put them on in the mornings and you'll hear my stories about how I wash my face at night, but I love to have eyebrows on. So I do not take my eyebrows off. So I come and I show you in the morning how my eyebrows were in the morning and whether they stayed or not. And yeah, so I did 4 different brands.
Okay.
And none of them are sponsored. I just went and we did some research and we looked up some of the best ones out there right now. And
Based on product reviews
yes.
or
Well,
okay.
so not just product reviews, but mainly the ease of putting it on, the length of wear. And then how is it waterproof? Can I wipe my face and my eyebrows stay on and such things like that? So I go over that in the video and then we'll talk about it here today as well.
Awesome. Let's get into it. I can't wait.
All right. Well, my first one, we'll start with my tried and true. It's what I wear every day. I've been wearing it since chemo and losing my eyebrows. And it was the easiest one for me to do, obviously, because I know it. I know this product. I've wore it this long because of it. Because I know it so well, but I'm not gonna lie. There's a contender out there. So I never thought I would find one, but this one is Wonderbrow. I found everything I'm using, I found on Amazon, which I'm sure you can get at Sephora, Ulta, all the other places. But I started with Wonderbrow, and to put on, it's probably one of the harder ones to put on. You get a brush tip. So it's a thicker painted brush tip. So it's a little hard to get used to at first, but it comes with a spindle brush and a little angle tip. And you can use that to dab the makeup on and get it a little more precise when you're first starting. That's how I used to lay it on. Now I just use the full brush because I'm used to it. But it stays on all day. It stays on all day. It stays on in the pool. I can wipe my eyebrows and it's not going to come off. And it's fantastic. I sleep with my arm over my eye all the time, and I'll wake up with an eyebrow on my arm if I haven't used it. And so this one, I am always like, that's the main test. It did not come off on my arm while I was sleeping. So that one is Wonderbrow, and I love it. It is definitely a little trickier to learn how to lay on. But once you learn, it's fantastic. And I say it in my video, I do normally lay on a powdered, to give it a more softer look, a powdered eyeshadow on top of it. But I hadn't done that today, and I didn't do it in the video when I did it. So I wanted just to see how that one wore. But just to soften it a little bit, I do put on a little brow powder just to make it look not so cakey.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They look amazing.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you guys will see them in the videos.
Yes. And she truly did rub her eyebrows. And I had a moment of panic. And then I was like, oh,
they're still there.
They're still there.
Yep. I literally, and you'll see it in the video, I'll rub right up my face and not a single bit of this eyebrow will come off.
Very
so
impressive.
That is like my standard.
Okay.
I am looking for that when it comes to an eyebrow pencil, and or an eyebrow makeup, especially when you're going through chemo, because you don't want to be out and about during the day. And we live in California where it's hot and you happen to wipe your face and an eyebrow comes off.
Right.
So that's my main goal here. So that is Wonderbrow, and that one is $17. So it's not too bad
at all.
Not too bad. I get it on subscription with Amazon every 2 months. And I definitely, I definitely am going to stick with that one, but may incorporate in some of these
Yeah,
others.
tell us about your new lover.
My new lover. I'm so ashamed, but Unbelievable Brow by L'Oreal. It's
Oh,
actually really good. So it comes in the same type of tube, but it has a sponge tip. And it's an angled sponge tip. It was much easier to put on. That could be why it got me in the beginning, because it was like, wow, it was really easy to put on. The length of wear, same thing. Going swimming, stays on, rub it, stays on, slept with it, and it stayed on all night. I was super happy. The ease is what really got me, and the look. It didn't get the cakey look, and I didn't feel like I needed to put the brow powder over it to make it look a little softer.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
anything you can do to eliminate an extra step.
Absolutely. So that was really nice, and that one is only $12.73 on Amazon.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a deal.
That is a deal.
Yeah, for what we're looking for.
And real quick before we get into the other products,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, do you know what your skin type is? Do you tend to have a more oily
I'm a
complexion?
combo. I'm
Okay.
a very combo skin.
I'm also combo, so
Yeah.
I know that with some products, if you tend to have more oily skin,
Right.
it may not stay on
as well.
as long. If you
Yeah.
have a more dry skin, it may look a little cakey. So just
Right.
knowing your skin type and knowing like what your
Very
skin
important.
needs, hydrating beforehand, that'll probably help keep these
Right.
products on and looking
And
good.
I do a face primer before, and I put all of my makeup on prior. So then my foundation's on, my powder's on, and then I go over my eyebrows. So I don't know if that helps at all with the setting, but it really, I mean, they all stayed on pretty well. But the Unbelievable Brow by L'Oreal was surprisingly a contender for my Wonder Brow.
All right, Wonder Brow's got
Yeah.
some stiff competition.
Stiff competition. All right. And then the next one was the Anastasia. I'm not sure how you say it, but Anastasia brow pen. And these are all done in I got all brown in this one. So, or in these ones. And this one's a brow pen. It was so super easy to put on.
Really?
It was a nice felt pen. And it went on, the way it went on was so precise. And so if you're looking to get very precise, you can even add little hair strokes and stuff like that. Really, really good. And it stayed on. The length of the wear was great, stayed on well. It was a hot, sweaty day in California that day, and I did not go swimming or anything, but I did wipe my face, rub my eyes, and the makeup stayed on for the most part. By the end of the day, it was lighter, but my brows started out really dark in the beginning of the day. So that
Okay.
was the difference with them all being a brown. That one, they ended up a little darker, and my kids even noticed, hey, your eyebrows are dark today. But it wasn't that big of a deal because it tended to lighten up a little bit. And then by morning, they weren't off, but they were still there, but they had definitely changed. So it wasn't the length of the wear that, if you're not looking for that overnight wear, this one's a great one.
Yeah, if you don't need to test your forearm out.
your arm on your forehead, then yeah,
you should be okay.
Always
and
my test.
You do bring up a really good point about the color differentiations between each of the lines.
Right.
I tend to lean more towards like a taupe color, and I definitely know that there is a difference between the different
Right.
cosmetic lines. Some are a little bit more gray than
Right.
others, or so yeah, that you can get shade differentiation.
Yeah. So I definitely wanted to stick with brown in all of these, so then you can see in the videos as well the different brown. And I go for, it was a straight brown, but with my hair color and stuff like that, I like a darker, but not too dark.
Right.
So this one was definitely a little bit dark, but it wore down throughout the day and it did not rub off. So that was really good.
Good.
Yeah.
So it checked the boxes.
It checked the boxes. And then that one is $22
Okay.
on Amazon. And then our last one was the Hourglass Arch. And you said you love Hourglass.
I love Hourglass.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a pencil. And I don't use pencils because they tend to rub off really easy. But it said it had long wear, long staying power. So I thought, why not try a pencil? I absolutely love it. Comes with an angled pencil.
Oh, okay.
So I love the ease of putting this one on. Super easy. I also noticed throughout the week, if I was getting any little spots in my eyebrows, I could just touch it up. So it was a nice little carry with you, touch up on the go type thing. But this one does wear off way faster. So I had taken a nap that day, arm over my head like always. I did not have an eyebrow on my arm, so I was happy. But throughout the day, it got lighter and lighter. And by evening, it wasn't worn off, but it was it was definitely different than the other ones, and there was nothing by morning.
Gotcha.
So that one is just, it's a really great pencil. I highly, highly recommend it. But if you're looking for the overnight, long-term pool, guaranteed it wouldn't last through a pool.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't last through me wiping my face like, like I can with this one.
Yeah.
So the Hourglass Arch in brown is $37.
Okay.
So that one's a little more expensive, but it's a great product as well.
Yeah, I like that you had a wide range for all budgets.
Right. And it's just, whatever fits your budget and what you're looking for. So there's your eyebrows. And that was just my 4 little takes on some makeup that I thought was really good, but could give someone, they don't have to go searching. You can hear it on here and go pick up hey,
Add to cart right now.
Exactly. Add to cart right now and have it shipped to you tomorrow.
Yes. Or in 2 hours, depending on where you live.
Depending on where you live. Exactly. So yeah, that was me with my eyebrow search.
Good. I'm glad that it was fortuitous.
Yes, it was. And as big as a fan I am of Wonderbrow, which I will still wear, I definitely found another love.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah. Thanks.
Our next thing I wanted to talk about was Epsom salt baths.
Ooh.
Are you much of a bath person?
I'm not much of a bath person, but that's just because I don't have one in my primary bathroom.
Okay.
But we do have a hot tub.
Okay.
So yeah, and I don't.
Hey, maybe throw some in that hot tub.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good for the plumbing, but so Epsom salt baths, I started taking. I've always been a bath person ever since I was a little kid. I just love a bath, but I started taking Epsom salt baths during chemo because of the body aches and the bone pain, and it just really help relax my body and make the pain go away.
Good.
Yeah. So I would do a cup of Epsom salt and I get it delivered. Amazon's my best friend, if you haven't noticed. But I get it delivered every few months, and we'll do like a eucalyptus or a lavender, something calming, something comforting. The eucalyptus really seems to help with muscle pain.
Nice.
Yeah. So we get that delivered to us, and I probably take a good 4 baths a week with it.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been doing it since chemo.
Okay.
And the thing with chemo is I didn't do it on my 48 hours that I felt like I was most toxic. So they say the first 48 hours is when you're most toxic. So I would not soak in the bath at that time because I was just, I don't know science-wise if it makes sense or not, but I was afraid to sit in a tub of all my toxins. So I would do it after the second day, and it really, really helps your body. It helps just make your muscles feel so much more comfortable, take some of that pain away. And it's one of my most favorite self-care times.
That's good. And I'm glad that you do take that time for yourself and that you have continued to create that time for yourself after treatment.
Absolutely. Because it's not only physically beneficial, but mentally.
Yeah. That mental aspect is such a big part of it.
Right.
If you can just sit in the quiet and meditate and either focus on either working through something or practicing your gratitude, whatever that is, creating that space and that time for yourself. So Absolutely. Good for you.
Well, thank you. Yes.
And what are some other, what's something else that you picked up during chemo that really helped you during that time?
I think staying active. And I'm not the get out and take my walk and run a mile type person at all. But I have a good friend who lives nearby, and she was our pesky friend who would shove the garlic and Brussels sprouts in your face and say, eat these, they're cancer fighting foods. But she would also show up on my door and say, get your butt up, we're going on a walk. And if I dug my heels in and said, I'm not doing it, I don't want to, she'd say, fine, I'll sit here on your couch until you do. And so we
need those
walking.
friends. Yes. Everybody needs those friends.
We do. So we started walking, and we were walking 4 miles a day. So it was really,
incredible.
Really good. Yeah, it was great for your mental health just to get out in the sunshine. And obviously physically, I wanted to get the second type of chemotherapy on my second round. And my doctor was very nervous to add another chemotherapy to it. And so when the time came, she said, all right, you've been doing your 4-mile walks every day. I think you can handle it. She just wanted to be sure I was physically okay for it. Mm-hmm. And I think those walks, getting out and walking, did so much for my mental health and my physical health.
I think we forget that we're all organic matter, the sun, the grass, the ocean, everything. It's, we're all made from the same stardust.
Right.
So I think
and we need to get back and reconnect.
Reconnecting with that is so healthy for your spiritual side, your mental health, your physical side.
I have a funny story about the walks also. Totally forgot about this.
Is this the lizard? Oh my gosh.
So you probably haven't heard this story yet.
No.
Okay, so we were going on one of our walks and I had finished chemotherapy. And I realized we got the date wrong in one of our episodes. I finished chemo in May. It was May 3rd.
Oh,
how funny that we now forget dates like that.
Yeah. And as I was listening back, I'm like, what? No, it was May 3rd. Why did I say March? But so it was May 3rd. And you usually go about 6 weeks between chemo and surgery. And come to find out, my plastic surgeon was going to be out of town and my doctor had something else going on. So they said, we got to get this surgery done in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, 1 week? Like, I haven't even recovered from chemo. Like, what? And they were like, okay, we're going to work this out. It's going to be okay. We're going to do it. But I'm on my walk when they called. And so I'm on the phone and I'm panicking, just terrified. Like, what is going on? I have surgery in 1 week. Like, this is a big risk. It's supposed to be 6 weeks. And as I was on the phone and walking, a lizard shot out in front of me. And I was like, oh, it's so cute, whatever. Shoots back into the bushes and I'm walking some more and another one comes out. And I'm not kidding you, for about a quarter mile, a lizard, I don't know if it was the same one, I don't know if they're different ones, but for about a quarter mile, one would run out in front of me, run back into the bushes, run out in front of me, run back to the bushes. My whole conversation on the phone. And I, of course, had to look it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is the sign of a lizard? And it was regrowth, rebuilding, and
rejuvenation.
Rejuvenation.
Right? They're the ones that they'll lose
their tail
and regrow them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, that's a sign.
That's a sign.
It's a sign. It's going to be fine. I did my surgery within that week, and I was totally fine.
That's so cool.
I was on my walk. When I got that phone call and met my spirit animal.
I love that. Yes, being outside and paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I have some similar stories with animals that have appeared at certain times and given me either just a feeling of peace or a sign.
Right. It's like they come into your life at these times where you need it the most, but you don't quite understand why at that time. Yep. And then you're like, whoa, that was pretty cool.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That was my lizard. So walking was another big thing. So I definitely tried to stay physically active. I was not going to work out, doing anything like that, but I had friends in chemo who were, and I was just impressed as all get out by them.
Right.
Yeah. But definitely it brought me back to nature.
Good.
Yeah.
That's so great. Having that connection with the world around us, it's really easy to lose that with our busy lifestyles and trying to escape the heat and everything. That grounding, that practice of grounding, that can just be so healing and beneficial.
Right.
And if you can't go on a walk, just take your shoes off and touch grass.
Touch the grass.
Yeah.
Go outside, feel the grass. Exactly. And the vitamin D, getting some vitamin D in your system, and being here in California, even though we have all this beautiful sunshine, we put the sunscreen on and we're blocking some of that vitamin D, which we need that sunscreen. Don't get me wrong. But, thinking about getting that vitamin D in you and boosting your mental health and stuff really is important.
Yeah. And especially, because I think I've mentioned previously, having that right mindset is such a huge part of the battle too.
Yep. Absolutely.
So if you can stay positive and not trying to be toxic positivity, you definitely deserve to feel your feelings.
Yes, absolutely.
But anything to just try to keep it positive.
Absolutely. You have enough heavy stuff going on throughout this. So if we could shed some light on some of the lighter things, whether it's putting some eyebrows on to feel a little bit more beautiful and pretty that day, or just that you can go to the grocery store and not feel so self-conscious, or if it's taking a Epsom salt bath to relax those muscles that are hurting from chemo and radiation or whatever it is, or going on a walk.
Yeah.
Get out there and walk, have some conversation with a friend, just really soak in that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Create that space and time for you to be you.
Right. Yeah. And that's our tips and tricks for today.
Yes, well, thank you again for doing the research and for all of that stuff. All of it.
Of course. Well, we thank you guys for listening to us today, and we will be back with more tips and tricks next month.
And if you have any topics that you want us to cover, or if you're having anything that you're struggling with, and maybe we could be a second and third pair of eyes in the research R&D department, send us an email at podcast@weareyoursupport.com, and we'd love to help find you a solution.
Absolutely. And be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms at LTFC_podcast. And on YouTube and TikTok, LTFC_podcast as well. Listen, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, and we'd appreciate it. All right. Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Hi guys, for today's tips and tricks, we're going to look at some eyebrow makeup. I'm definitely not an eyebrow expert, but I definitely am I like to have my eyebrows on. As you can see, I do not right now because I was preparing for now. So I love having my eyebrows on, and through cancer, you definitely, with chemotherapy can lose your eyebrows, your eyelashes, and all that good stuff. So we'll just go over a few makeup tips and some brands that I feel are long wear, smudge proof. And so our first one we're going to do today is called Hourglass. It's Hourglass Arch in brunette, and it's a pencil. So I use a different type of eyebrow makeup, but I'm trying this one because it was highly rated. It's a pencil, and I don't usually use pencils. I usually use a wet, kind of like a painted eyebrow makeup. And so we're going to try this one today. We're going to see how it goes on, how we like the look of it, the ease of it, and the length of the wear. That's the biggest thing for me. I like to wake up with eyebrows on, so I know that that's a big no-no for most everybody with their skincare routines, but I like to wake up with eyebrows on, so that's my biggest test for makeup, is to see, will it still be on when I wake up in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the Hourglass Arch in brunette right now, and we'll see how we like it. It has a nice little spindle brush on the end, so you can comb through it when you're finished, and it has a nice angled tip as well. So we'll go ahead and start with one of my brows. And like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I just put my eyebrows the way I like it. You obviously do it the way you like it. But it's going on very nice and smooth, very easily. The one I use typically is a little harder to apply, but it has a very long wear, so that's why I use the one I do. But I would love to see if any of these other ones are a contender for it, and we'll talk about their price as well compared to one another, and the results in the end, what we like the best, what we felt had the longest wear, how easy or not it was to put on. Okay, so there's my first eyebrow. That was really easy to put on. I like the pencil. It has a really nice smooth feel to it. It goes on really nicely, glides on easy. So we'll go ahead and add my other one, my missing one. And as I said, in the end, we're going to go over 4 different types in these videos, 4 different brands that I'm trying. I'm going to try them all and wear them throughout the days, see how they do, and then I will report back with how I liked them, how the wear was, whether I went swimming, whether it lasted through the night. And finally, we'll go over the price of each of them. And none of these are sponsored. They're just brands that I did some research on and were highly rated for what I was looking for, which was length of wear, ease of putting on, etc. So there's my second one. They went on really nice and easy, as you can see. I like it. It feels good. It looks natural. If I wanted to comb through it, I could go ahead and comb through it now. Put some little hair strokes in there, fix up your little eyebrow hairs. Okay, and there we are. So that's the hourglass arch in brunette. So I will wear this today, and I'll come back and let you guys know how it did and how the length of the wear, etc. was. Okay, so have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Good morning, guys. Okay, so today I woke up after wearing the hourglass arch in brunette, and I have no eyebrows. So that is the result of yesterday's hourglass. It wore all day. It did not wipe off, but I did wake up with 0 eyebrows. So there's that. Today we're going to go over the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown. So it is, again, the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown. So I have no eyebrows currently, and as I always say, our eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So we will get this brow pen laid on and see how easy it is or difficult, and let's go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my first one. This is a nice felt tip. It's going on really, really nice, really easy. It's pretty easy to get it precise, I'm noticing. It has a very thin tip, so it is going on really easy. I like it. It's a little inky, but we'll see what it looks like when it dries. Okay, so I'm almost done with my first brow here. That was easy. Not bad at all. Okay, so yeah, I like this tip a lot. It's easy to get pretty precise with it. So there is my first eyebrow, and I will go ahead and do the second one now. And we'll wear this all day, and I'll come back to you tomorrow and let you know how it did. If I do anything extra, like yesterday I noticed I wiped my face and the eyebrow stayed on. So that was the hourglass arch. I was happy to notice there was no makeup on my hand after I accidentally rubbed my eyebrow. So that was really nice. That's usually what I'm looking for in an eyebrow pen, pencil, gel, anything that'll stay on as long as possible, especially when we're going through treatment and lose our eyebrows. If our pencil or pen comes off, we have nothing else under there. So I have my second one done. Both my eyebrows are done now. And that went on really easy. I like it. There's a little touch up I'll do. You can kind of lay more in. So I got it a little wonky right there. That was easy to fix, and I have it a little wonky right here. Again, very easy to fix. So there is the Anastasia in medium brown. It's the brow pen, and I'll wear this for the day, and then we'll see how it does. We'll see if it stays on. The ease of putting it on, it was really easy, as you guys saw. Put them on in just a couple seconds. The ease was good. The felt pen feels really nice, but we'll see. We'll see how it wears. So they're dry, I believe, right now, and so I'm rubbing them. Nothing's coming off. It dried pretty quickly. Okay, so we'll wear it for the rest of the day, and then I will give you an update tomorrow on how the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown did. Okay, have a great day. Hi guys, I just wanted to pop in real quick. So it is about almost 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock on the second day that now I have done the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown. And I just wanted to pop in real quick and let you see how they're doing. They're doing really well, and the reason I wanted to pop in now is because I'm in California and it is really, really hot, and today was especially hot. I was working on the podcast all day and I was gross sweating. So I realized that my hair and my head and my face got really hot and sweaty several times throughout the day, and I kept checking my eyebrows, and they're doing pretty well. So even when I kind of pat my forehead or whatever, they're staying on pretty good. So again, as you can see, they're not rubbing off, right? Nope, they're not rubbing off at all. So there you go, sorry. they're doing really well. So I'll be working a little bit longer and then trying the sleep test. So we'll see how it goes. I'll check with you in the morning. Okay, bye. Good morning, guys. I just wanted to stop in and tell you I woke up this morning after using the Anastasia brow pen in medium brown, and my eyebrows are still on this morning. So as you can tell, I just woke up. I'm going to go ahead and go take a shower, wash my face, and redo my makeup, and we will do the next brand, which is a wet gel. So look for that one next. Hi guys, I'm back, and I have fresh clean face, and I just put my foundation on and powder, and now I need to do my eyebrows. So we are going to go over the L'Oreal Unbelievable Brow. So this is very much like the one I use. We'll go over the one I use next. This one is like kind of a wet gel, kind of painted type brow. So it will take a minute to dry. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this is the L'Oreal Unbelievable Brow in brown. And here it is. It has a sponge tip. Okay, so mine has like a paintbrush tip. So let's see how this goes. Okay, this one is going on easy, but it definitely is a thick, I don't know if you can see that, it's a thick gel. So you have to be pretty careful with where you're getting it. So let's see. The ease of putting it on, it's pretty easy. It's not as easy as the pencil and the pen, but it's going on there. Let's see. See if I can get it the way I do my brows. Remember what I say, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins, so don't try and get them exactly alike. I mean, obviously we want them as close as we can, but they're sisters, not twins. Okay, so when I use this type, my other brand that we'll go over last, I usually lay a fine powder on top, but I'm not going to do that this time because I want to see how it holds up on its own. So here we go. I have my first brow on. Went on pretty easy. It definitely, I can tell it takes some getting used to, but we'll see if it dries while I'm putting on this one. So here we go. Let's put on our last one. And we all do our eyebrows different, so you put yours on the way you want, obviously. This is just how I do mine. As I said, I'm definitely no expert. We're just looking at some different brands to help you during your journey. Well, maybe you have lost some hair or eyebrows, something that's going to stay on long wear, not smudge. I'm kind of getting the hang of this brush now. And what I was going to show you guys with mine, because the brush is pretty thick as well, until I got the hang of it, I used one of these little spindle brushes with the angled tip, and I just put the makeup on the angled tip and went ahead and applied it on from there. Then it's just a little bit easier and a little more precise. But here we go. We have the Unbelievable Brow in brown, and we're going to let that dry. Let me see. My first one's still a little bit wet, so we're going to let that dry. Make sure you don't touch it until they're completely dry. And then once they're all dry, you should be able to go about your day. I'll go ahead and wear this for the rest of today, and I'll wear it through the night, and we'll see what it looks like in the morning. Okay, so that was the L'Oreal Unbelievable Brow in brown. Good morning, guys.
Okay, so I just woke up and I had worn the Unbelievable L'Oreal in brown yesterday, so I wanted to show they are still on pretty nicely. I love waking up with eyebrows. So it wore well yesterday. It's hot in California, sweaty. Um, we definitely, so you know, it's hot here and it survived the sweat test. I did not go swimming in it, but as you can see, the next day I'm still wiping and there's nothing still coming off. So they stayed on fantastic, much more reliable than I had expected. So I'm excited to have found a new one that I love. So again, this was the L'Oreal Unbelievable in brown. So I will go ahead and come back with a fresh face and no eyebrows next time, and we will try my tried and true, and I'll explain to you how I use that one. So see you next time.
Good morning. So we are going to start our last eyebrow makeup for today. It is Wonder Brow. Let me grab it. It is Wonder Brow, and I have it in like a lightish brown color. And this is what I use every day. Since I've been doing these videos, I found a few that I like just as much, maybe not more, but just as much. So let me go ahead and start with this one today. It's Wonder Brown in a light brown, and I normally put it on and then lay a light powder over it, a brown powder. I won't do that today because I just want to wear the makeup as is so everyone can see how it does, okay? So this brush can be a little tricky for some people. It's kind of like a paintbrush. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of like a paintbrush. So sometimes when starting, I would use this angled tip brush that comes with it, and I would dip the makeup on the angled tip and lay that in there. I've been using it so long now that I can do it without that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it on with the brush. So here I go with my non-eyebrows. We will do eyebrow number 1. And remember what I always say, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Okay, putting a little bit on there. So this one, it can feel a little messy when you're starting because it is a big brush and it is very liquidy. But when you lay it on, just give it some time. Put it on and then lay it in there and then let it dry. You can brush through it, but for now I have my first one on. Okay, so we will do my second one. I have a few little mess ups. I'm just going to come in here with my fingernail and fix that up. Like I said, I'm not an eyebrow expert. I'm just trying to show you some makeups that will help during your journey. And if you happen to have no eyebrows like I ended up with. So here's our second one. I've been using this one so long, I actually have it set up on my Amazon subscription. So it comes every 2 months just because I fell in love with it. And you're able to do that with any of the makeups that you find that you really love. If you find something that's your favorite, if any of these work for you, you can just go ahead and add it to your Amazon shopping cart and make it a subscription. So that's really nice too. Okay, a little messy right here. Just gonna fix that up. So I have both my eyebrows on now, There we go. And then we will see how they do throughout the day. I'll go ahead and wear this all day. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit before I brush through it. Let's see. All right, and now that's your eyebrows with the Wonder Brow in brown. I have them both laid on nicely. I am gonna brush through them when they're all dry, but it takes a few minutes to dry. So there you are. There is your Wonder Brow in brown, and I will wear it through the day, and I will come back to you with my report, okay? Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Okay guys, I'm back with my Wonder Brows after wearing them all day yesterday and then waking up with them this morning. So this is how you can see they're still on. And I didn't do the powder on top like I normally do because I wanted to just show you how it is normally without the powder and how it wears all day. So it did pretty good. I wanted to show you how you can still wipe it. I know my eye looked crazy. And no makeup comes off. Okay, and this is the morning after putting it on, so it's still doing really well after one day of wear and then in the morning. So that was our Wonder Brow. So before I finish up, I just wanted to go ahead and review what we did. We started with the Hourglass Arch, the pencil. And that one was a great wear, easy to put on. I loved the ease of it. It just wore off much quicker throughout the day. It was still there by the end of the night. I would not attempt to wipe it, but I did sleep with it on, and then it was off in the morning. But it was a great pencil for day wear and to kind of fill in some of those bare spots. So that was the Hourglass Arch, and that was $37 on Amazon. My next one we tried was Anastasia's brow pen, and that one was super easy to put on as well. It had the felt tip and very precise. It came out a little dark initially. It wore throughout the day, so it lightened up a little bit, but I could wipe it and it would not come off. I rubbed it with my fingers. There was no makeup on my fingers. I wore it to bed, but by morning it was definitely pretty gone. Not all the way, but it was still, it wore off quite a bit. So that was Anastasia, and that was the brow pen for $22 on Amazon. And then the next one was Unbelieva Brow. That one is the one that gave my Wonder Brow a huge contender. I really like it, and I love the tip. The tip was a sponge tip. It had great wear. I wore it swimming. It stayed all day during swimming. I could rub it just like the Wonder Brow and it would not come off. I wore it to bed and it was still on in the morning. So that one was a great one also. It's a contender for my Wonder Brow. So Unbelieva Brow was by L'Oreal, and it is $12.73 on Amazon. And then my last one was Wonder Brow, my tried and true, but like I said, Unbelieva Brow gave it a run for its money, and that one is on Amazon as well for $17. So if you want to try any of them, give it a try. They all worked out pretty well. Definitely the longest lasting two for me were Unbelieva Brow and Wonder Brow. So that's just my take on those ones. So I hope that helped out for your eyebrow journey during this. And if you have any questions, email us at podcast@weareyoursupport.com. And you can follow us and subscribe to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at LTFC_podcast. And we hope to see you soon. Okay.